Okay, today we have with us,
I'm Sherry.
And I'm Chris.
and you guys are known as AKA the Girls,
The Girls.
The
on
Girls.
YouTube and Instagram,
Yep,
right?
all social media.
And Facebook too, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, okay. What question?
Oh,
Yes.
put me on the spot.
Yes.
Why are you out here on
Let's see.
the Appalachian Trail?
We're out here because Chris read a book.
I read a book about 6 years ago. I read Grandma Gatewood's Walk about 6 years ago. And I knew a little bit about the Appalachian Trail, but not a whole lot. And after reading the book and about her story, I thought, wow, how interesting would it be to learn more about the trail and to actually hike the trail. So I said to Sherry one day, you should read this book. I really want to do this, hike the Appalachian Trail. And
I said, yeah, okay. What part? She said, the whole thing.
whole thing.
2100 and I forget
Whatever,
what
yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Okay. How's that going to work?
So that was 6 years ago. So in that time
Wow.
period, we've been doing a lot of research. We've been reading some books, and we've been watching a lot of other Through Hikers YouTube videos. We've watched Chicken Sunsets videos.
Of course. Yeah.
A lot of hikers.
And we had a plan, we started saving money, of course, and getting out of debt and all that kind of stuff, and little researching of gear, kind of. Of course, we got all excited and bought all the wrong gear, and
Yeah, in
then
the
had to rebuy gear. But
But that's the fun part of doing
It
the
is.
gear research and testing it out, seeing what
It is,
works,
yes,
what doesn't.
yes, it is.
So tell me a little bit about your history. You guys lived in Hawaii for a while, right?
We lived in Hawaii for about 20 years.
20 years.
I was involved with a water sports store, scuba diving, snorkeling, that kind of thing. And we also had all kinds of other things that we did.
We had pretty much a handyman business in Hawaii, along with, so Sherry had a water sports store, owned and operated, and I worked at the Fairmont Resort there for just a little over 10 years of our time there. And a handyman business, along with buying and flipping houses. We'd buy a house and we'd live in it as we remodeled it, and then sell it, buy another one, live in it, remodel it, sell it, yeah.
And in 2007, the market looked like it was going to go...
Yeah, take a tank.
So
We kind of saw the writing on the wall.
and
Yeah,
we
it's-
decided, let's just
We should sell.
pull the plug in Hawaii, because things are very expensive. And so
We could have gone anywhere. My family is all in New England, the Boston area, and we owned property in Alaska. So we wanted to move to Alaska. That was the plan. Sherry's family landed in Washington State all over the years. So we were going to go there, spend a year or two, get an RV, go to see some national parks, and then go to Alaska. But after being in Washington for a while,
be that remote again. It's just kind of nice to be able to get in the car and just drive and have stuff ordered,
yeah,
delivered to you.
without paying the extra shipping to Alaska and Hawaii, So
So yeah, we just really enjoyed being in small towns, and so we just settled into that little town of Ritzville.
13 years later.
And but now we're just going to reinvent ourselves, and we don't really know what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Well, you have a lot of walking time to figure it
We
out.
do,
Yeah,
don't we?
yeah.
That's
I
what we
know.
like the AT for, to figure out
Yeah,
what's next in life.
What is it?
Yeah, we've got a lot of miles to figure that out.
Eventually, I'll probably start thinking of things like that once I stop thinking of don't trip over that.
Yeah.
Don't look over there. Watch your feet. Yeah.
That never ends.
I know. Yeah.
Sherry, look at the view, Sherry.
The one time I did look away, and boom, I fell on all fours. Yeah.
So you did a lot of research, watching a lot of YouTube videos,
did.
but practical application, you didn't do a whole lot.
Nope.
So what has surprised you in these first 100 miles about your research, and what misconception might you have had?
I don't think I had any misconception. I know it was hard because everybody says, "Oh my gosh, it's hard," but when you're on the couch, you're thinking, "Okay, it's hard."
Yeah.
Until you're out there and you're looking, you're like, "Okay, this is really hard."
Yeah, watching someone else do something and understanding the struggles of it and understanding, yes, it is hard, and actually doing it yourself are two completely different things.
What I mean by that, I mean the terrain. Really.
The terrain, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean,
the
we know how to
terrain.
camp and we know how to set up a tent
Yeah,
and all that kind of stuff.
We knew we'd have struggles climbing hills and all that stuff, but the
That's like,
terrain is...
Woo!
Yeah, that was
some
a
things are
big
like-
surprise
What is
for
your
me.
favorite piece of gear?
Oh, well. We have several. We love our umbrella. Used that. We weren't sure if we would, but we've got that down, and I love
we
that.
Set it so we can just strap it to the backpack, and it just stays, and it's real nice.
I love my little Z-Packs pouch that I keep. We have little mixer bottles that we have a little green drink or
Like Carnation Instant Breakfast, that
or
kind of
sometimes
thing.
a little Mio in there, whatever. We shake it up in there, and then I also store my pea style in there, which I love.
I think my pea style is
That
my
is
favorite piece of
probably
gear.
the most used piece of gear
Yeah.
that I have.
Yeah.
And what else? We were just commenting the other day, like something we just
Trekking poles.
Well, I don't know how people hike without trekking poles.
I don't understand it.
I don't.
I don't.
They have saved our tiny.
They're mountain goats in
numerous
some
times.
previous life or something, but yeah.
Or have you hiked with anyone, like a tramley or anything?
We haven't hiked with a tramley.
No.
We've hiked around tramleys. Some as many as like 10 or more, which is like
A lot of people.
crazy. We haven't really found. Well, we're not really shelter dwellers. We'll be around shelters. You know, if they have a fire or something,
We'll hang
maybe
out and mingle.
sit around maybe. When we started, it was bitterly cold and wet.
Yeah.
So our main goal was to get to the campsite, set up the tent,
Yeah.
get warm.
Yeah.
There wasn't much time for socializing because it was just super, super cold.
And that's part of it. We really haven't had the opportunity, or we haven't taken the opportunity ourselves to do that kind of socializing yet.
But we are
The
running
weather hasn't been
conducive
that
for
nice,
that, yeah.
right?
But we have been running into,
Similar people.
the people
Okay.
that
Yeah.
we've seen.
Yeah, we spent some time in Hiawassee with some folks who we're still in contact with that are up the trail from us. We bumped into a gal yesterday coming in here who we thought was way ahead of us. She wound up taking a zero. She was behind us by a day, so...
We just bumped into
Turtle.
17-year-old. Oh, you're talking about?
No, I was talking about Ella yesterday, and we just bumped into
Like,
Turtle
what are you doing
today
here?
and down here, so...
Oh man, I thought you had been in like.
Yeah, so there are people that we have been in contact with,
Right.
not regularly, but
But it's always cool when you see them again.
yes,
Oh,
exactly.
absolutely.
It's a surprise, like oh hey,
Yeah.
well, you be
Absolutely,
here, so.
and yeah, there's several of those people around, and
Yeah.
cool.
but we don't hike the same profile. I think
Yeah.
as a lot of these.
Yeah, we're slow and steady.
Yeah, we're slow. So we like
But no injuries, right?
no
Well,
injuries.
no,
No,
you're
just a
doing
little,
it
just some aches
right.
and pains.
make some pains,
Yeah.
but we're not. Yeah. So
Yep.
so we know to do that. To just
Yeah, we're not going to push ourselves just because somebody else says, hey, I want to go to the next
Yeah.
shelter.
Right, right. And that's
So-
really the bad thing about tramleys early on, I think, is people want to be with other people
And they get
so
pressured.
early and they just kind of force it and then they
Yes.
force themselves to go too fast to be
right,
with them.
like
yeah.
like
No.
like your previous guest, you said I was not hiking my own hike. I
Yeah.
was
Right.
trying to keep up
Yeah.
with it.
And I can see if you're hiking solo, I can see how it would be.
Oh, yeah,
important
yeah,
to have
I can
that little
understand.
The
community
bond
and,
of definitely.
you know, want to have help when you get somewhere.
Oh, I would. I think
know,
I would too.
So, but
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
we are loving this. We are absolutely loving this.
are.
As hard and as dirty and as uncomfortable as we are, probably 70% of the time, we are loving every minute of this.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It is so much fun.
It certainly is, and they always say it's the physical in the beginning and the mental later on. Well, it's a
Yeah.
little of both this year.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's true.
everybody's a little.
For sure.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
doing? Because this year we have the coronavirus
Yeah.
in 2020.
Do we stay on trail? Do we get off trail? What are we doing?
Everybody's. What are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you going? So there's a little mental game being played here
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
So, but we're just gonna keep.
Yeah, keep
Just
going.
gonna keep.
It's a weird time and
It is.
it's hard to know
It
what
is.
to do.
Every
Just
year's
we'll know
different.
when we know,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we're
we're
so glad
living
you
it.
stayed here.
Yeah,
so
my
I'm
gosh.
so happy
You
to meet you
guys-
both.
You guys have done an amazing job here.
Yes.
Really, we are
Thank
enjoying
you.
every minute of this.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Wonderful accommodations.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.